Hi, it's Randy from DCS talking about risk management in cleaning contracts. So, key elements are contracts itself, the performance of the service provider, cost, environmental risk, and reputational. So, when you talk about contractual risk, is it expired? Is it actually available? Surprising how often they're gone. And they can't be too general. I mean, you need to have, especially the specifications clear, the training, all the key requirements of service provider providing a good service. And yeah, the service provider's got to know it, and they should be well versed, be able to, speak to it and get those key elements down into their staff so that they can actually execute it. And yeah, things sometimes go sideways, so you need remedies. You need to be able to sort of react to what's ratcheting up sometimes pressure. So yeah, performance is key, of course. Key KPI programs are really important, key performance indicators, and they should be active. A quarterly or semi-annual review. Um, Quality control, of course, is a daily function, but at least monthly they should be reporting on overall quality delivered. And we call them joint customer review sessions a couple times a year. Yeah, and should have a culture of trust so that now you can understand or you'll hear what's really going on because a lot of times there are a lot of, I'll call them hidden issues that would be helpful if you had some heads up on it. And subcontracting sometimes is a good thing, often is not. So keep your eyes open as to how people are being paid. And cleaning tends to grow in that, people want more. So cleaners do more. And then before you know it, it's really stressed and things start to break. Staff quit, all that. So watch for scope creep. Um, yeah, the company and your reputation is key. So make sure, tenants speak freely. You speak to them about cleaning. It's one of these things that sometimes is poorly defined, and get on top of those early, and you'll solve some problems. Staff are in the buildings often 24/7 or a lot when you're not there or management isn't there. So, and they tend to get blamed for everything. So understand, what their issues are and if there are in fact security problems. And data in cleaning is hard to get a hold of. We spoke of earlier, often is flat out incorrect. So pay attention because it can come back on you when it's printed or published somewhere. And the last thing you really need is contractor or service provider turnover. So I think that's really, yeah, not a good thing. Environmentally, yeah, waste and water disposal and chemicals, local regulations are important, but yeah, make sure it's being followed. Pandemic's over. Who knows what's happening, but people are more sensitive now to viruses and absenteeism and such. So certainly make sure the touch point sanitization is happening, but even more than that, that a little bit of testing is done kind of to cover your butt. um, and yeah, I mean, consumables, paper, things like that, they need to be environmentally correct, of course. Double check, it's quite easy to do. And yeah, recycling, follow through, make sure that you've got compliance. And cost, of course, is critical. And again, cleaning tends to expand. So now what you're looking for is the service providers to check into, how can they continue to innovate to keep costs down? Be it equipment in particular, workloading, how staff do things, specification adjustments, all sorts of things in innovation which can keep cost limited or in fact reduce. I think it's important to go to market every 3 years, even if you're fully intending on working with your existing service provider. The market will tell you what's of value and what in fact improvements could be done to your system. And yeah, government, union, it's always going up. It's just look around the corner, talk to your service provider. Vacancy credits are kind of tricky. Sometimes it's, normally it's about 70, 80% of your full cleaning cost per square foot. But yeah, it can get away on you. Check the system to make sure you've got a monthly credit program happening, and you end up capturing those dollars. And yeah, occupancy's up, great. But the reality is there still are some areas where occupancy is way low and you need some adjustment on your cleaning system. So that's it. Thanks so much for paying attention. We're looking for our next session.